All new tonight, South Louisville leaders are saying to JCPS, you forgot about us in the selection of a new school leader. Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us. I'm Doug Proffitt. Democrats and Republicans on the Louisville Metro Council coming together late today to tell the school district they now want a South End meeting location next week to meet the top two candidates. WHAS11 Night Team's Alex Dederer has more on why they're so concerned.
We are on this letter together, and we're going to stick together as a Southwest coalition because we have been disenfranchised so long.
A Southwest coalition. 6 Louisville Metro Council members signing their names at the bottom of a letter asking the JCPS board to add another meeting for the 2 final JCPS superintendent candidates, but in their part of town.
One of the reasons why I got in office was to bring focus to the South End.
District 13 Council Member Republican Dan Syme Jr.
You know, we don't work for the school board. We don't work for the administration. We work for the people.
District 1 Council Member Democrat Tammy Hawkins.
We've had a lot of members in our caucus that have had a lot of conversations and sent emails back and forth. Some get responded to, some don't.
And District 25 Council Member Republican Khalil Batshon, all demanding South Louisville have a seat at the table.
Well, we've got 150,000 residents in this area. Several schools. We've got the elementary in back of us. I got a high school in the district, another elementary. We have concerns about where our kids are going to go and the direction of JCPS, and we should have a voice.
Right now, the JCPS board has 2 public forums planned, a time for the city to meet their superintendent candidates, one off Newburgh Road and the other east of Anchorage.
Not everybody can make it to Newburgh Road at 4 o'clock in the middle of an afternoon on a weekday. We work, we have jobs, we have kids we have to pick up from school at 4:30 in the carpool line because our buses can't get to where they need to be in the right time.
Common blue collar workers are working at that time or trying to get home on the highway.
They're naming PRP High School, Farnsley Middle, Conway Middle, or the Southwest Government Center as possible venues, all in South Louisville.
If this is what we're left with to choose from, can we at least have another one?
With time running out until a new superintendent is chosen, South Louisville council members are left asking when their input will be heard. In South Louisville, Alex Dederer, the WHAS11 Night Team, on your side.
So we'll find out if a third gets a schedule, but right now there are 2 scheduled meetings, and they are planned for next Tuesday, May 20th. The first session, again, the candidates will be here on this one day, and there will be 2 sessions this one day. The first session will be from 4 to 6 p.m. at the JCPS Center for Professional Learning. That's off Newburgh Road. And the second will be later that same night from 7 to 9 at Stouffer Elementary School off Aiken Road in eastern Jefferson County. We have reached out to JCPS and the school board for comment. We've not yet heard back on that potential new meeting. Kentucky State Police now investigating after homeowners discovered human remains in a field behind their house in Meade County. Police were called to the house on Old State Road Saturday afternoon. Officers confirmed they found human skeletal remains, which were taken to the Kentucky Medical Examiner. Brandenburg police there in Meade County do have a missing persons case open, they confirmed to us, but they cannot confirm the identity of the remains just yet. Police are waiting for the examiner's office before they release any more details. We did get some new details out late today in the mystery of a woman's body found lying on I-64 eastbound in Shelby County. Police say 24-year-old Brianna Perry of Lexington was found about a mile away from the Simpsonville exit on I-64 Friday night. Police today gave a new update saying Perry was a passenger and exited the vehicle while it was moving somehow. Police say they are trying to learn why she left the car and determine the cause and manner of her death. We had a rainy day across Kentuckiana today, and you could feel the mugginess. Chief Meteorologist Mallory Schnell is here with me on the night team. So, Mallory, how about tomorrow? What are the chances of dodging rain showers for Tuesday?
You know, we're going to have a better chance tomorrow afternoon and evening, so it's going to be flip-flopped from what we saw today, where many of us in Louisville had the rain this morning through about lunchtime. We've been dry ever since. But you can tell here on the Max HD radar, there are still some rounds of showers and thunderstorms in the region, just not necessarily in Kentuckiana. Some of them moving towards Evansville with quite a bit of lightning. Thankfully, nothing severe. But the big picture view really showing this area of low pressure that will continue to rotate some moisture in here over the next 24 to 48 hours. Temperatures definitely staying mild. We are in the 60s and lower 70s all across the region here. And of course, a good reason for that is that humidity that will stay elevated. So low temperatures tonight only dropping down into the lower 60s. Can't rule out an isolated shower or storm, but as you saw, most of us in Kentuckiana actually staying dry. And then tomorrow afternoon, high temperatures back near normal. Once again, mid to upper 70s, so similar highs as to what we saw today. The difference is tomorrow's chances, as I mentioned, will be more so during the afternoon and evening hours. So please keep that in mind for your Tuesday plans. We'll be talking much more about our storm chances throughout the week, the warm and muggy weather as well. That's coming up in our 7-day forecast, Doug.
And thank you for this wonderful reception. They say when they clap at the beginning, it doesn't matter much. If you're still awake at the end and you still want to applaud, thank you very much.
Over the weekend, the new pope showing his activist role as well, using his powerful title to call for the end of the war. And today, he also addressed journalists for the very first time. Leo XIV acknowledging that the battle truth faces and how communication without prejudice is important, a real battle right now. Tonight, the Archdiocese of Louisville holding a massive Thanksgiving at the Cathedral of the Assumption for the new pope. WHAS11 19's Jose Alonso and photojournalist Emma Gefter attended the dedicated mass and asked churchgoers about his leadership.
Music ringing within the walls of the Cathedral of the Assumption in downtown Louisville. Less than a month ago, these large doors of the cathedral were draped in black as they mourned the loss of Pope Francis. But now Louisville Catholics were greeted with new drapes, this time in the color of white and gold as they celebrate Pope Leo XIV. It's a moment many local Catholics did not want to miss.
We're just anxious to go in and get a seat and listen to the choir.
This Mass for Thanksgiving drew in visitors looking to practice his preaching of unity.
There has to be a way that we can bring our families, our children back to the church. And that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to bring them back.
Some Louisvillians who just returned from the Pope's home city, Chicago, shared how the Windy City is feeling.
People in Chicago are so excited. But I think all the things that he stands for and his background, it's all wonderful.
Over the weekend, Pope Leo XIV called for the end of war. It's a topic that touches the heart of a St. Matthew's deacon.
Yeah, I'm a veteran also, so I know what war is. And I think that if there's any influence that he can exert to bring an end to the wars in Palestine, in Ukraine, that's a good thing.
On Monday, the Pope addressed journalists for the first time. He spoke on the importance of communication without prejudice. We asked Archbishop Shelton Fabre if this resembled U.S. morals.
And the freedom of the press and the freedom of speech, I think that is a part of him. And I'm glad to know that he also addressed that. But you know, the press plays a very, very vital role. But it has to be balanced and conveying what is going on.
With a new leader in Catholicism, these parishioners are getting a solid sense of the future of their church. In downtown Louisville, Jose Alonso, WHAS11 Night Team on your side.
Over 200 people were in attendance tonight for that celebratory mass. The Archbishop says locals feel a closer connection to their faith, knowing that Pope Leo XIV was born just 5 hours north of us in Chicago. Tonight, an important milestone in the careers of newly graduated nurses from JCTC here in Louisville. 43 graduates of their nursing programs walked across the stage tonight in a pinning ceremony. The graduation even more important as Kentucky is facing a nursing shortage. Nearly every single one of these graduates has already secured a job in the very important field, including mother and student Chelsea Hernandez, who delivered the Associate Nursing Address. She will soon start in Baptist Hospital's Neuro ICU. She wants to encourage new nurses to join the field.
If you're interested in becoming a nurse, you should definitely apply to JCTC. They have all the tools and the resources that you'll need. I know a lot of people say that nursing school is hard to overcome, and it is, but it takes a lot of resilience and strength and support, like I said, to get here, and JCTC has the tools that you'll need.
Along with these 43 graduates, the Shelbyville location will graduate another 11 nurses tomorrow night. Also happening tonight, City Hall with green lights this evening for Mental Health Awareness Month. Youth Villages Kentucky specializes in family and children's mental health, and they partnered with the city to shine this spotlight on their cause. They work to make mental health counseling accessible to young people. Well, tomorrow, 84 local veterans from World War II, the Vietnam War, and the Korean War eras will be boarding a jet to Washington, D.C. for a day-long trip that they've waited so long to take, many years. In fact, it's the first Honor Flight Bluegrass trip of this year. And for Lieutenant Colonel Mary Clark, she remembers joining the Air Force as a lieutenant in the 1960s, just like it was yesterday. She was the officer in charge of food services for soldiers, their families, and employees at the hospitals and child care facilities. Tomorrow, she gets to see the monuments dedicated to the men and women like her who put on the uniform.
As a captain, as a major, and of course, these are the ranks I am now. I really appreciate the fact that I had a chance to wear the uniform. And it's a gift that no one can take from me.
It's a long day, but the welcome home back to Louisville is so much fun and a glorious event. We hope to see you tomorrow night at the Muhammad Ali International Airport for the big Welcome You Home celebration. You're asked to be at the airport no later than 9:30, with the celebration getting underway right around 10 as they come off that jet. It's a moment that you'll never forget.